Hey, welcome back to Sports Fans Only with your host KJ and Sean Mack and our special guest Glenn Katz. So we were just going over his baseball journey through life, and we got all the way up through youth baseball, high school, college. Now we're about to talk about his professional experience and the whole draft process and stuff like that. So yeah, just speak a little bit on that as far as your mindset right before you got drafted, how the whole process worked, and your time in the minor leagues.
Sure. So, after my junior year, I realized that I put myself kind of on the map a little late because my first 2 years in college, I didn't do much at UNH regarding, production. So after that junior year, I started to get cards from, professional teams. And then I was in an atmosphere where there were scouts at every game and started getting some attention. So then my focus switched from, it didn't switch, but I realized, wait a minute, maybe I have a chance at this. I didn't realize it was realistic. It was always a dream for me as a child, like it is anybody's, but you don't realize that you can actually become a professional until the right people start paying attention to you,
Yeah.
So going into my senior year, I my numbers went down a little bit because my stress level went up a little bit. I call it like draftitis, you get a little taste of your dream coming true and it's hard to settle in, but, I got through my senior year. And I got, I had scouts talk to me, and the process is basically when they're really interested in you, they'll call you. They'll straight up call you on the phone. They'll ask you questions. They'll ask, where your head's at. They want to feel you out, see if you're the type of player that they want in the organization. Just like you see, like when you're watching the NFL draft that's coming up, and they talk about a player's, how do they fit in our system, and is this guy going to, translate into a professional athlete?
Yeah.
So you start getting calls from all the teams that are interested in you. And, leading up to the draft, I thought I was going to get drafted by the Anaheim Angels because they had called me and said, we're taking you in the later rounds and, look forward to having you as an outfielder in our organization. I was in college. I was sitting in my room doing homework and the phone rings. It's the Anaheim Angels. It's an interesting development in your life because It's very surreal, right? You don't expect that to happen, and then it just does.
No, did you have a cell phone at that time, or was it?
No, they got my dorm room number. Man. It's like you pick up and you think it's like a prank, But they get your room number from the coaches because they know you're draft eligible. And when I would go into my locker my senior year, there'd be scout cards in my Coach Baylock and Tenders, the head coaches, would put the scout cards in your locker. So they would make you fill out a card, and I'd put my phone number on it. Then you send it back to the organization so they have your information. So I got, Expos. At the time, it was the Expos. But there was, Angels, Marlins, Pirates, Red Sox were around. So I got a bunch of cards.
Oh, wow.
And, because they're all at the games, and Yankees. And, you get to know who's watching you, and they fill you in. You never know what to believe. But when they talk to you, it makes you feel good and keeps you energized and excited about what the future holds. So my senior year ended, and then you got, 2 weeks to the draft. And in my head, my entire life, all I wanted to do, what I committed to this thing was once I realized that I had these skills was to be a professional athlete. That was all I wanted to do. There was nothing else in my mind, but I wanted to get drafted,
Yeah.
So I had the Anaheim Angels call me. And then right before the draft, the Tampa Bay, it was the Devil Rays at the time, called. And they said, hey, it was Matt Dodd at the time. That's the scout in the picture that you posted. So Matt Dodd was the regional scout.
Oh, okay.
He called in his higher level scout, which is called a national cross checker, which, they see prospects, and then there's a next level up that they want. If they're really interested in you, they want their boss to see you. So it was interesting, funny story, but it was pouring rain the day that the Rays invited me to come to an invite only right before the draft.
Wow.
And I said, it's pouring rain. I said, Dad, I'm not going. They're not going to draft me anyway. They have not spoken to me my entire career.
Yeah.
I have not heard from the Rays ever, right? So I'm like, I'm not going. It's pouring rain out. They're not going to draft me. My mom says, get in the car, right? I found out you're going. So, thank God I listened to her. So my dad, we drive to, it was in Hudson Valley, actually, where the short season where I started was. They had a little workout at their stadium. Pouring rain. I go in the outfield. They hit 3 balls to me. I throw them obviously as hard as they can. I run a 60-yard dash. It was so wet out that they had us take at bats, but really didn't take BP. I get back in the car with my dad. I go, that was fun. Soaking wet. Never going to draft me. Never going to draft me. That was great. I get home. The draft was a few days later, and sure enough, the draft days was one of the most amazing experiences of my life.
Really?
You know, you have these moments in your life where you're the birth of your children, right? It's like something I don't know if you have children, but it's something that you can't describe. Yeah, so when you have your child, it's like, this is my baby.
Yep.
I know people have babies, but I did this.
Yep.
This is my baby. It's an amazing feeling. Or you're, just certain aspects of your life that stand out as very pivotal moments that, impact your life. And draft weekend for me was extremely interesting and emotional because everyone knew that I was in a draft, right?
Yeah.
People locally, everyone, my friends. So the draft is on a Saturday, which is the first half of the rounds. And I knew I wasn't going to go on the first day because I blew late and I just wasn't that high of a prospect, right?
Uh-huh.
But I said, I'm a senior. They don't need to draft me high because I'll sign for a pair of cleats. So it's kind of a business. They're not going to take a senior in college high because I got no leverage. They'll take me out. They know I'm going no matter what, right?
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the phone didn't ring the entire first day. There wasn't a peep in my house, right? The phone didn't ring the next day until like 3:00. And I tell you, all of a sudden it rings. You want to talk about a feeling to come over your body when the only phone call that's going to be is a life-changing one, and your dream's going to come true.
Did you cry?
You know what I'm saying?
Did you cry?
Yeah, man. I get a little emotional now thinking about it.
Yeah,
bro.
I know you
Could
do.
imagine.
I pick up the phone. Like, you see the draft, how everyone cries. I mean, you can't it doesn't matter if you're the best athlete ever. When you get that call that you're going to be a professional athlete, we're all the same, man.
Yeah.
Talent doesn't make us more emotional or not. It's an amazing feeling of hard work and, a dream come true. And it's everyone's. I mean, I think any child, if you said you want to be a professional athlete, would dream of that being a chance, right? And,
Definitely.
I was a little leaguer. You heard my story. So when that day came and the phone rang and I picked up and I knew that nothing else could be but me getting drafted, I pick up and hello. Now my mom's a professional musician, so she was teaching a lesson at the time, and she heard it and she stopped and she's looking at me, and my dad's at work. He's watching the draft board. My brother's at work. He's watching the draft board because they're posting who's getting drafted on the ESPN, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pick up, and Matt Dodd says, "Hey, it's Coach. It's Matt Dodd from the Tampa Bay Rays. Just want to let you know we drafted you in the 41st round. Congratulations. It's probably I'd have to say this is probably one of the best days of your life. And are you going to be home tomorrow? We'd like to come out and we'll do a press conference, and we'll sign your contract and set you up." And I just said, "I'm excited. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow." Hung up, and it's just like
I know you on cloud nine.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, man. I looked at my mom. I said, I got to go hit. I just wanted to go practice, right? So I was just like, I did it. And my father, what was interesting is a lot of people were tracking the draft. My phone rang for a day straight. If I hung it up, I would get another call of congratulations I think I must have got 300-400 calls. If the phone call, the mayor called, chief of police called, family called, fire chief called, everyone called for the entire day. Coaches called from all over the country that knew me. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I was just really appreciative of the opportunity. And then it became, okay, now this is my job. I got to get ready for the next level. And then my mentality switched over to that thought process. Once you get through, you get drafted, now you got to go to work.
So
you got to go to work.
How fast?
Got to go to work.
How fast do they? Now, how the timeline? How fast was it before you were on a plane going, or not even a plane, car ride going to go practice or work out with the team that you
Rays?
were? Yeah. Yep.
It was. I believe I reported a few days later. I had about 3 days home, and that following weekend, the short season starts for the drafted players that are in that just get drafted because the minor leagues already start in April. So short seasons for everyone that's drafted. So I went right to Hudson Valley, and I walk in, and now I got a locker with my name on my jersey. I got Rays gear, and I look down, and I go, I'm looking at my shirt, and I went from UConn to now I'm a Red. You look at your gear like, this is my stuff.
That's crazy.
Right, and then what's interesting is it's all glorious until you got to go to work, right?
Yeah.
But work it wasn't like 2 hours in college, right? It was 8 hours at the field. Damn. They would put us in. I was an outfielder, so they'd put you in right field, put the ball in a a jugs gun that shoots the balls out. They would shoot the ball. I was in right field. They would shoot it across the center field as far and high as they could, and we would do that for 4 straight hours. You'd have to sprint and catch it, wait your turn, sprint back and catch it, wait your 4 hours.
Wow.
Sprint back. They didn't care.
That's crazy.
They didn't care. It was all day. They didn't even care if you ate. We were laughing. We were like, I said, what did I get myself into? I loved it, but it was a whole, once you go to work, it's work. And it was awesome, but it was extremely hard work and intense because the level is extremely fast and on a high level that you really, even though you got drafted, you don't experience it till now you're a professional athlete. The workouts are just on a whole different level because you have to be.
Yeah, you're right.
Very interesting.
It consumes your whole life at that point, right?
Whole life. It was everything. And you get thrown into the professional sports life and athlete life, but I'm living with a family, in Hudson Valley that just takes in players. You're kind of away from home in that sense. They take care of you, and then because I was drafted with Josh Hamilton, like Carl Crawford, some of the better Rays of all time, right? Were my year. They were picked number 1 and 2 as outfielders. So I had an interesting journey because I was a little older. So when they signed their $1 million contracts, they were only 18 years old. They went to the Hudson Valley. I got called into the manager's office with Hudson Valley before the season started, said you got moved up to Charleston. So I went to A-ball in South Carolina without playing a game. And they just said, pack your stuff. They put me on a plane. And when I got off the plane, true story, that they had the clubby there waiting for me. He said, don't worry about where you're going to live. You'll figure that out later when you meet your team. But you're going to the field because you have a game tonight.
Wow.
Right? So this is my first experience with like professional baseball, is getting on a plane, going to the stadium. I pull up, and now I went from never being in a stadium to playing in stadiums, right? Yeah. So I go in the clubhouse. Everyone's sizing me up, Who's this guy? Whose position is he here to take? They're my teammates, but hey, you hit for power? What position you play? I'm screwed. If you hit for power, I'm screwed. I'm kind of giggling because they were nice, but they were concerned for their job, right? So I go into the locker room. Manager, I didn't even see him. My head manager at the time, but there was a couple coaches in there. They walked the club. He says, "Here's your locker." Now there's multiple jerseys with my last name on them. Like this is all. This is what you dream about right here, right? Yeah. Name tag, my name on my stuff, my cleats, everything's brand new. They go, you go get dressed quick, put your pregame stuff on. Because in the minor leagues, what you would do, we played every game at night, and we would have practice during the day. Then they would give us dinner. We had 2 different uniforms, and then we'd go out at night and play. So I had put on a uniform, went down, and I'm taking batting practice. And this is my first experience professional. I'm around all these athletes. They're all professionals. They're sizing me up. I go out. I didn't play the first few nights just to get acclimated. By the third night, I get a tap on my shoulder. It was the first time I talked to the manager. He said a word to me. It was like 2 days later. Taps me on the shoulders. He hadn't said a word to me yet. It's very interesting, very surreal. He taps me on the shoulder, doesn't say anything. He just waves his hand to me like, follow me. Like real abrupt. Tap, follow me. I sit down in his office. He looks at me, he goes, I watched you in pregame, and your effort got you to start tonight. Because I played the outfield pregame. I was diving for balls. I was intense, right?
Yeah.
I was preparing for the game. Everyone else is kind of lollygagging around, and I'm making diving catches. He goes, you stood out. You're starting tonight. Okay, so I'm like, here we go. Let's do it. And that was it. I eased into becoming a starting center fielder for that team, and I had my ups and downs. I got, reality was it was an overwhelming experience. I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't have a car. I didn't eat right. Bus rides, and I enjoyed it, but it's not as being a professional athlete is amazing, but when you're in it, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of you're away, you're not eating right, the diet's not there for you, the transportation, you do the best you can. And I was a senior, so I didn't have I had a short period of time to do a lot of big things. Yeah. And I knew that, I just didn't because super high level, right? I came into the professional sports having 2 weeks off from competing at all. You never play, you watch a professional game, you don't realize no one really plays a game, maybe some. My body, I never played a game 100%.
Yeah.
My hands were injured from getting jammed. My knees had tendonitis. You do the best you can, but, to settle in and get comfortable, I was looking forward to spring training, but I knew also that based on Hamilton getting drafted as an outfielder, Crawford, some of the guys ahead of me, that it was going to be a short stint if I didn't hit 25 home runs. And I didn't. Yeah. Very, very, very difficult to step in and dominate at that level in a short period of time. So I got done playing, and I came home and I was working out hard and hoping to get a call back. And in the back of my mind, I knew I probably wasn't going to be because of just what they projected and what they had drafted in front of me. So I got the call and got released. You know, and my family was concerned for me, you know, because now I went from being a professional athlete to now I'm fired, right?
Yeah.
People don't understand that, but it is what it is. Yeah. I was content because I understood I understood the level I was at and where I stood at that level. And I always have been okay with that, you know? So then I went back down to Florida, and I'm still young, so I'm trying to for the Blue Jays and the A's and all these other teams. And there's me and another 200 athletes that just got cut. And you're back at it again, but now you're trying out with, you know, some of the best athletes in the world, and no professional team picked me up. So I came back home. I got a call, or it was my father said, listen, the Long Island Ducks, who are in the independent league, have a tryout in Long Island. You want to go? So that was Bud Harrelson at the time, and he's a well-known, you know, major league player. And it was appealing to me because it'd be great to play for him. And I went to that tryout, and it was like when, you know, Michael Jordan got like red hot and couldn't miss a jumper. I went to this tryout and was on fire. He signed me on the spot out of like 100 people. Yeah. We had a press conference. He signed me. Now I'm back down in Florida, and now I went from A ball with the Rays to independent ball with Long Island, but Long Island's team was mostly major league players that just got cut.
Yeah.
So you don't realize that. And that was an amazing experience for me because now I'm playing with Ozzie Canseco was on Jose's brother. His twin brother was on our team. Brian Barber just got done with the Royals. He was one of our starting pitchers.
I
became very close. Yeah, Chuck Carr he was a center fielder. I was the right fielder. We became very close. So that was then I was in that. Then I went from getting cut, thinking I wasn't good enough, to playing at a higher level because I had a good tryout. Yeah. And I made Bud Harrelson believe in me. Yeah. And it was interesting. I was down in Florida, and I just realized again I had too much time off. The speed of the game was too fast, and I was kind of tired of the grind, you know? Yeah. And, you know, it's funny, my family's from Florida. I got my aunts and my uncle and their children at the time were all right in the area, so they would come watch with the kids, you know? And one night, we still talk about it, my Uncle Bobby and his kids would come watch. They're all grown up now. But they would come as little kids and come watch and, you know, yell, Uncle Glenn, you know? And I had a game, and I didn't play that game, and I realized, you know what? I'm good. I think I'm okay with not playing anymore. I said, hey, Uncle Bobby, the game ended. I said, hold on a minute. I'll be out in a second. You want to get some food? He said, absolutely. You know, it'd be great. I'm his nephew. Let's bring you out to dinner. I came out with all my stuff. And I said, I'm done.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. A lot of people say who go into like professional sports and they didn't make it quite to that top level. They say if you're not dominating, like you said, and you're not a big prospect, the chances of you making it any further are very slim. And then it just becomes, do you love it that much to stay at this level and just accept?
100%.
Yeah, and just accept with the, you know, the minor league life, you know, because some people
especially
do
in baseball. Yeah, baseball has the hardest grind of any other professional sports in America.
Does.
Yeah, it's a tremendous grind. You couldn't be more right. I thought, do I want to do this for 10 years or I want to start something else? Yeah. And that propelled me into, you know, I evolved into having my own sports complex, and I enjoy being able to relay my story to children and athletes, honestly, more than I did playing the game. And I get really fulfills my, you know, kind of like that aspect of my life because I can really pass on, not my opinion, but real experiences to children, parents that are, hey, my son has talent. What do you think? And I have real answers to them, you know, about everything in life, you know. About not being happy at the college you're at, about transferring, about where to go, what's realistic. So I get tremendous enjoyment out of what I do. Yeah, you know, more than playing, honestly.
I'm sure you do. Now ITS Sports Headquarters, that's the name of it, right?
Yeah, it's IST. It started as integrated sports training because when I got out of playing professional sports, I was very fit and I cared about fitness because it changed my life and made me a prospect. Like my physical fitness, the shape I was in, enabled me to be a prospect. Okay. So I had this passion when I got out. I learned it too late. I was taught this stuff my junior year in college. And I said, if I can pass this on to 13, 14, 15-year-olds, and what I learned, they'll be so ahead of the curve. And I started training athletes. And it became very successful. It was just when travel sports were getting big, back in 2001, 2002. So a lot of organizations hired me as their fitness coach for their travel organizations. And that's how I kind of got into it as more of a fitness trainer. And then about a year or two after that, I formed a baseball team just to coach it. And, one, to coach kids because I enjoyed it. Two, I was starting to do this as a career. And, you charged a little bit like they do now and generate some revenue and take care of my family. And a couple parents on the team were from Westport, Connecticut. And they said, hey, we really like how you treat the kids. And there's a real need for, a higher level of baseball in Westport. And would you maybe like to team up and we can help put things together with you? And it took off from there. And we created travel baseball in Westport in about 2002, and it didn't exist, and it started small. And now it's grown into a really beautiful thing, and it's from, the 8 years old all the way up to 19-year-olds, baseball, softball. Now we work with multiple organizations and different sports and many coaches. You mentioned Each's Price. He runs football for us. We do a lot of things.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
We do all sports. I charter my boat. I'm a fishing captain. It's not just baseball. We went from Integrated Sports Training to IST baseball headquarters, and then it evolved to IST sports headquarters because the sports complex has a fitness center. Yeah. We have multiple athletes, and they're training multiple coaches training athletes from track and field all the way through any. It can be an adult that wants to be better at, more flexible for tennis, or a elite track athlete. We have many different athletes coming from all sports, and then we also have relationships with all towns. So we use their outdoor space for camps on, lacrosse and basketball and football and baseball and softball and speed and agility. There's no limit to what we do. As long as it's sports related, then we can specialize in it because of my contacts and who I know. For me to be able to call Each's Price, right, who's a legend, right, we're very close, and for him to show up and want to give his time to children is a big hit for children, right? It's a treat. Yeah. So it's a nice atmosphere. Or, our baseball coaches, Kevin Morton's been with me for 15 years. Kevin, we're very close. So Kevin's at my facility every day. He's a big draw. We have a lot of professional athletes that really enjoy teaching, and that's why we're successful. Like, I know we were talking the other day, said, you advertise? I said, I really don't, because it's word of mouth, Yeah. The coaches we have really do a really wonderful job, and they care about what they do. And that's how we've grown. And it's been 18 years like that,
Well, since I have so much respect for you and everything that you're doing, you're going to get advertising on this show. We're going to give you
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're going to get it whether you like it or not. So tell everybody where you're located and where they can reach you if they want to, set up an appointment or just talk to you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're located at 25 Van Zandt Street in Norwalk, Connecticut, right off exit 16. It's actually, the building's being fully renovated now. So that's our home base. That's our indoor sports location. And then we have multiple programs in different towns and camps and clinics year round. And those can be found by literally, I'm just going to give my information. That may be the easiest way, but they can email, they can send an email to me personally, and I'll take care of it. It's ISTKATZ22 at yahoo.com. If they email me with any questions about any sport, any athlete, any age, I'll get back to them immediately and point them in the right direction.
Beautiful, beautiful. So if any parents out there or any teenagers who, because, everybody doesn't have parents to push them. So even teenagers out there who just want to reach out to them, ask them questions, and maybe, Glenn can point them in the right way. Or parents, like I said, if you want to send your kid somewhere and you want to get professional help, professional advice, and professional experiences, definitely hit Glenn up, and he'll take care of you. I'm definitely going to take you up on that offer. When this all clears up, I need to get back. I need to get back into baseball shape. So
I'm looking forward to it. We'll do it together.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I saw you online also. You were doing some exercise thing outside your house. Is that something you do all the time?
Yeah. No, because I can't. I'm trying to stay connected with all the kids that we work with, so I post those so children see what I'm doing at home, so they can have some activities to do while they're in kind of home, we're isolating away from everyone. I'm trying to stay and get people an idea of what I do, so maybe they can try it as well.
Nice.
It's what I'm doing to stay in shape, and it's all sports related movement. So I just kind of put it on Facebook and I send it out, and some people appreciate it, which is great, and gives everyone an idea. there's a lot of that going on now with the fitness stuff. So I said, let me just show what I'm doing.
Yeah, definitely.
These are my workouts. And hey, if you want to give you something to do and it works, and some people have said, greatly appreciate it, which makes my day.
Yeah,
if I could touch 1 or 2, 3 families that are like, let's work. That makes me happy. That's all I do it for. That's it.
You know what would be awesome if maybe one day, I don't know if I'm overstepping my boundaries, but it would be great one day once the world is back up to running the way that it was. Not sure if we'll ever get back to that world that we were in. It's going to be a little different, but once the facility is renovated and we're back up and running, it would be great to actually do a show from the facility one day.
Actually, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, you guys would be more than welcome. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be.
And it's all renovated. You are more than welcome. You got free reign. Keep it. When you guys have, like you said, restrictions and we can move around, you come down and you can make yourself at home. If you think it's a nice environment, you can run shows out of there anytime you want. Because many times of the year, it's a quieter environment. The winter's a little crazy, so you want to have a show when it's crazy.
Yeah.
But during the day, it's quiet. It's a great sports place, so you could set up if you want. There's desks. There's whatever you want. You come see it. You can use it anytime you want. Anytime you want.
You know what? Something just told me, and I've been seeing you on Facebook for a while. We've been friends before this. We've talked a few times.
Yes, we have. But you reached out for baseball. Remember?
Yep, I remember that. And just something just kind of, I was like, you know what? He seems like a real good dude. Let me send him because there's some people that they're, I don't want to say famous, but people that people know them and you would want to get them on the show and they act a little funny. So but I didn't get that from you. I got you. You're a real genuine guy, so I really appreciate it. And like I said, we'll take you up on the offer if you ever, especially when baseball starts or anytime actually. If you just want to get on here, promote, or if you just want to talk baseball, or you have a great baseball mind, sports mind. So we would love to have you on more.
Anything, Keith? I tell you the other day, anything you need, it would make it be a highlight of my week. If I could spend some time with you guys and it helps you guys out, we talk about sports and it's enlightening to your listeners. Anything you need, enjoy it. I look forward to this stuff.
I appreciate it, bro. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to play these 4. This is our final 4. We're going to play these 4 clips real quick. I want to get your opinion, which one you like the best. And then after we do that, we'll kind of close out this segment and we'll say our goodbyes. So here we go. This is the first one. People who've been listening to the show for a while.
Final 4, right, Keith?
This is the final 4 right here.
Okay.
Now, this is the female fan. This was during the Seattle Denver Broncos Super Bowl, and she's just really going in on Peyton Manning.
What's their ranking?
This is the number 1 seed in the West.
Okay.
The West Coast bracket. So here we go.
That's awesome.
Here we go.
Pissed. I've never been so mad at a team in my life. Why are they playing like this? 36 points in the third quarter? 36 points. That's an embarrassment. You should be ashamed to be an NFL fucking football team. That's an embarrassment.
Yay,
Peyton, go bury your head in a fucking hole, because you should be an ostrich right now. You fucking suck at life. A tiger should be eating your ass.
All right, so that's the first one. So here's the second one. This is the I think this is a Pittsburgh. This is the Pittsburgh clip, Sean, where the dude just goes crazy. Here you go. You might have heard this one before, Glenn, but here we go.
All right.
Are you fucking kidding me? The Super Bowl? Are you fucking kidding me? We are going to run you motherfuckers right now.
Oh no, that was the other Super Bowl. I'm sorry. That was the second seed that came in on the. I think I messed that one up. That wasn't even supposed to be in there. But anyway, we're gonna go to the East Coast bracket. Here we go. Okay. This is from last year when Garoppolo was in the Super Bowl. Here we go.
How in the trap? How? I'm telling my seen the ticket. I'm done with this. I'm deleting my account.
After all that, he said, "I'm deleting my account." Let's play that one more time. Let's see if we can understand. All I heard was Garoppolo, but here we go.
How in the trap?
In the trap.
How? I'm telling my seen the ticket. I'm done with this. I'm deleting my account.
Now, what was that? Was that Anchorman? No, not Anchorman. That was what was that with Jim Carrey when they typed in the teleprompter and Steve
Bruce
Carell,
Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Oh, that's Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
You know what? That's one of the better scenes ever.
I start crying every time I see that one.
Crying.
Now here's the last one from the Southern region. It's fitting because this is a Carolina Panther fan. Here we go.
Okay.
Saw that it was defensive holding call.
Man.
DPI, defensive passer.
What is going on here, man? Carolina was to win the game. What the heck?
Touchdown.
What the hell?
Touchdown.
Shit.
Goddamn! Dude, shit, chill out!
Dad,
What are you doing?
holy shit.
Smashing things?
He's breaking his TV.
Damn you, Camden!
Oh.
Damn you, Camden! You back here!
Oh, my
Dude, they
Lord.
can still come back! Damn him! They can die, there's still time left! You're down the hill, Carolina Panther! It was your kicking and you lost it!
All right, that was that was a Carolina Panther fan. So you probably didn't know what was going on, Glenn. So basically, it was towards the end of the game. The game wasn't even over yet, but the dude got so angry he ripped his TV off the wall. And now this guy's like 85 years old, and he takes his cane and he starts smashing the TV. so that's what that was. So you know what? You don't have to give your decision yet. Just
Okay.
you can go back because I'm pretty sure you're going to go back and listen to the show. And then now when you listen to it, if you're listening to it on whatever platform, especially Anchor, at the bottom there's a message. You can just leave a message, a quick message over your phone, and just tell us whichever one you think is the winner. So
I have it on Spotify. Is that okay?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you can leave a message on that one too. If not, I'll call you and I'll get your information and I'll tell everybody on the next show what you thought. So
okay, or I could IM you if I don't see it. Real quick.
Yeah, definitely. So
I already have my winner.
Oh,
I do have it.
Oh, if you do have it, then tell us.
I got it. Yeah, that poor woman's off her rocker, man.
Well,
definitely the woman.
Oh, the first one, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going with.
She was so good, she actually popped up in the bracket twice. She was a number 1 seed and a number 8 seed.
Yeah, she
clearly belligerent, clearly like articulate, absolutely off her rocker, and threw in a couple animals. It was good.
Let's play that one more time for the road.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I've never been so mad at a team in my life. Why are they playing like this? 36 points in the third quarter? 36 points! That's an embarrassment. You should be ashamed to be an NFL fucking football team. That's an embarrassment.
Jay,
Peyton, go bury your head in a fucking hole, because you should be an ostrich right now. You fucking suck at life. A tiger should be eating your ass.
She said a tiger should be eating your ass.
Yeah, that line sealed the deal.
Hey, you know what? Me and Sean agreed too, didn't we?
Yeah,
said that's probably going to be the winner.
Oh,
because they're spazzing. Men spaz out and break stuff, right?
Yeah.
Women spaz out and articulately, and it makes you feel bad, like that you're an NFL player if you hear that, you know?
Yeah, I wonder if Peyton ever heard that.
Could you imagine?
I used to go to a few NFL games, and that's the type of stuff you hear being screamed at players going into the tunnel. You're like, are you angry, or are you just trying to articulate things to where you want him to feel horrible about himself? Because I'm not sure if it's working.
Right? They already feel terrible. They gave him 36 points, and some lady who's probably never played a sport is telling me how that an animal should eat their ass.
He's an ostrich.
She's got a point. Ostrich.
Well, anyway, guys, man, we had a good time today. Like we said, we're glad you came on the show, Glenn. We will
appreciate it.
We'll definitely be talking more. So, so on that note, we're gonna head to this music break. You take care, Glenn. And
thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
I was excited to listen tonight. So,
all right, man.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. You take care.
Yeah, take care, guys.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Once again, we want to thank Glenn Katz for coming on Sports Fans Only. We really appreciate it. When we get guests like this on the show, always brings a lot of traffic to the site. So we really appreciate that, and I'm sure, Sean, you feel the same way.
Okay, we making moves, man. I'm not sure how many other small time podcast shows out there doing what we're doing. Yeah. I don't mean to toot our own horn, scratch my own, but yes, I do. I do mean it. Give me some clap.
No, I gotta clap it up for you real quick, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You know,
We're doing our best. We're doing our best.
Gotta get some live claps in there too, you know?
Yeah, I think we're covering all the bases too. We had the college basketball.
Yep.
We had Nookie from NBA.
Yep.
And now we got Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball.
So we're working around the board. We need a hockey player.
Hockey player. Still waiting on Idris.
Yeah.
Wherever Idris is at, we waiting for you. I know you're going to hear something eventually. Actually, I can get to him through Glenn. That's how we're going to do it.
We'll get you on.
He's either going to tell me no or he's going to say yes. That's it. That's it. I don't want to hear this. Yeah, holla at me and get back.
You're going to get an answer.
I'm going to get it. And if it's no, it's okay. You know, we're going to keep keep it moving. We're going to pull. Yeah, you know, you might not want to do it. But until you say no, I will continue to hunt you down. That's the only way you get stuff done around here, baby. You gotta.
I like to say thanks to Glenn. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. You know, I'm a sports historian, so to me, that's my little 30 for 30. I'm sitting back with my head up, my earphones on.
No, that was beautiful.
Arms folded, just letting the words flow through me, and just the love. I love to listen to players. I love to talk sports in general, me and you, right?
Yeah,
you and I. So, but it's so awesome just to hear people that's actually played at a high level.
Yep.
You know, just to hear their stories and their adversity and their triumphs and overcomings. It's just so wonderful. It's just so wonderful.
No, it's a great, just to hear his baseball journey, his sports journey, because he was a good quarterback too. Usually people who are elite at one sport, usually they're good at multiple sports. So
Gary surprised me though. I didn't know Gary. Y'all told me that when I met him, but I didn't realize the severity of how nice he was.
Imagine, like, Gary was great. Imagine this audience. He's 6'6", maybe pushing 6'7". You know, he's more 6'6". 6'6", probably about 275, and athletic. When I say light on his feet, he could have been a tight end. He could have been a number of different things. He was great in baseball, basketball, and football. He had the letters. He came back from California and had a duffel bag full of D1 letters for football, and he only played organized football 1 year in his entire life.
That's crazy.
One time. And I don't even think he played baseball in high school, but he was playing with people like Glenn, and he was the man. Like, back then, like, with people like Glenn, Gary was looked at as, like, he was the man. Like, people probably thought he was going to be a major league pitcher. He was throwing 85 at like 15. But anyway, so let's get to this music break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. So yeah, we'll be back.